Hey guys, unfortunately it's just me today. Augustine's not here for this pod, unfortunately. So things are gonna be a little different, but we can make things work out. We been trying to keep this podcast thing keep it rolling. Sometimes we gotta make some sacrifices, but here we are.
Hey guys, I'm Zombie G. I'm a local rapper in Seattle. I'm 26 years old. I've been rapping for 10 years. Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? Also, you didn't introduce my name.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. What's your name?
It's Zombie G.
Zombie G?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That suits you, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, when I was making music videos, I just got a mask on, and I just be rapping in my music videos. You know what I mean? Like nobody
nice.
haven't seen my face yet.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
When are you gonna? What would you do for a face reveal?
Get this video 10 million likes, and we'll see.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Psych. Oh.
It's AC cooling out the heat.
And it's howling out the motherfucking truth.
Don't worry, guys. I got my real
My real costume here.
And I can just bleep that out. Don't matter. Oh, yeah, switching costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could only wear that. The mask I just wore, I could not wear that for this entire pod. I could not breathe in that.
No, yeah, that mask, the zombie mask was so tiring.
I know, yeah.
So I have another mask. I like your mask, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thanks. You know what's a fun fact? That mask I actually used when I first started editing videos when I was like 13, 14, actually. Just as like a side character. Back in the day. Fuck, that was already 10 plus years ago.
A side character?
Yeah, I used to swap between me and the guy with the mask, that's a Bowser mask. My family actually customized it when I was like 8. I can't fit the body costume, obviously, because I was a lot smaller, obviously.
That's a very scary Bowser mask.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's funny. He actually he got more balder over time, which is actually kind of ironic because as you age, you bald, and this mask, the hair got balder over time too.
So you're just doing like a video between like you and Bowser?
Yeah, it's really corny though, to be honest. I was like 13, 14. I was just making some silly experimental shit.
Yes, next video, I mean, we should like do a reaction video of your old
Oh god. I don't think you can
Bowser.
handle that cringe, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, no, come on, man. It's just memory lane.
I know, but it was even before, like years before I met you too. It was like that long ago, and
Man,
I was like a different person almost.
That doesn't matter.
I
feel like that would show the true self of you.
Yeah, true.
Too,
but it was kind of goofy back then. But
but it's goofy. Then it might be goofy now. And it might be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm curious how it aged now because I haven't seen it for years.
Do you still have the videos?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I keep them because like I want to look back on how things were back then. I want to see how I grown.
Yeah.
I don't want to like even delete the cringy, corny shit just because I want to see how I grown as a person.
That's what we did in FHF too.
Yeah, we kept that shit too. It's still on the channel right now. Go check out how we changed. So,
check out our old podcast and see how it is. Check out our old music videos and stuff like that. Mm. The only thing you won't see is my old music. We have it, but it's not posted.
Oh yeah, true. There was like a collab we had that we really wanted to post because it was like one of our best ones.
Yeah. I mean, if Thomas finishes his part, I mean, that would be the only song I have out.
I did finish it, but I do want to redo like a couple verses.
All right. Well, if he finishes that verses, then we'll have that out, and that's the only song I have out.
Yeah, I just gotta set up FL Studio. Yeah. That's what I use to record music. But
AC not making music no more. I use it as a podcast.
It's funny how you still use the name, but you use it as a podcast name.
I think AC Cooling That the Heat is the coldest name ever.
Like
on the podcast introduction. But enough talking about our past. We'll talk about that another time. We had we have a pod
Let's
idea.
Talk about the present.
Yeah, me and Thomas and Desmond have a pod idea. Obviously, Desmond's not here; he's sick. Me and Desmond Thomas have a pod idea where we are gonna all three of us sit on the couch, do our pod with the bros and talk about like our past, not the past, but like the past FHF.
Just reflecting on the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about like the past FHF
too.
Back
kind of
when
compare a little
me
bit.
and you did it, and then Desmond joining in,
Yeah,
and then our first ever podcast, and like our podcast right now. And then we're gonna talk about our future plans. So stay tuned for that video. That may be posted either before this video or after this video. We'll see. Yeah. But this podcast is about, as you can tell, it's Halloween.
Got the orange.
The orange, and we're wearing costumes.
Yeah.
It's Halloween theme,
got the
guys.
School. Got my school T-shirt on.
It's Halloween theme, guys. Yep. Come on, grab your inner child. Grab those buckets and
this
candy.
Halloween is kind of like the introduction to holidays. You know, near the end of the year, it's like the first holiday, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's. It's kind of a follow-up.
I mean, there's some people who doesn't celebrate Halloween. That's totally fine.
Yeah, that's true.
But those who celebrate Halloweens, grab your bucket of candies, eat that, munch that shit up. If you're watching our podcast, grab a bucket of popcorn, munch that shit up, and enjoy. And
get that sugar rush too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the one excuse you have of the year.
Exactly. I mean, get that whole bucket. I mean, I can tell a really funny story. I remember I want to say back in elementary school. I feel like a lot of kids done this too. I literally it's straight from the movies. You grab a pillowcase. And you just trick or treat.
Oh yeah, that kind of reminds me of like old school.
Halloween and then movies. But the best part is some of the houses, they leave the buckets of candy outside.
Oh yeah,
they don't pass it out, right? I'm not gonna lie, I was a bad kid. Me and my friend Saquon, I think. And then we were just going around the houses. We just took the bucket of candy and placed it in our pillowcase and stuff.
That's funny.
And yeah, I mean, we just had a bunch of candy in our pillowcases. Like, it was so full. Like, it was heavy at that point. Like, I was like tired of carrying it. That's probably pounds, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. At least you weren't the generation that was throwing like eggshells at people's cars for not giving out. I heard that story.
Like that egging the houses and stuff like that.
Putting toilet people.
Come on, guys. You can't expect everyone to celebrate Halloween. It's not everyone's.
Some adults feel like they're forced to actually give candy away.
It's not everyone's traditions. It's not it's not everyone's part of like culture and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like some people don't even celebrate Christmas.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a bunch of other different.
There's a lot of holidays
like
that people
and
don't
other
celebrate.
Ones.
Yeah. But we're here to talk about Halloween.
Mainly,
but we want to put out that for those who doesn't celebrate Halloween, we appreciate you guys, and we're not discluding you, but I know it's not part of your holiday or anything like that. That's totally fine. We got some stories to tell. I mean, shoot, man.
You can still keep it interesting.
Yeah, I love my candy. Don't get me wrong.
And it's people like the spooky season itself too. Like people like the horror theme of it.
Too. You know what's funny about that pillowcase of candy I had? I didn't even.
Was it like a big pillowcase?
Yeah, it was a whole pillowcase. Like, it was crazy. Like, I didn't even eat all that candy. I gave it away.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. To your little brother?
He wasn't born yet? He wasn't even born yet. I gave it away to friends. Like, I went to school to start passing out candy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like the Robin Hood of candy.
That's
candy.
Cool. That's kind of like how my brother is. He gives out candy all the time.
Yeah, like taking the riches and then spreading that shit to everyone.
That's cool. At least you're sharing to others because sharing's caring.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you might have done something bad, but you did something good to balance it out.
Did you have any good Halloween stories to tell?
I mean, oh man, I vaguely remember stories, but I could just I'm trying to think of anything. I can't think of any crazy interesting stories.
Right.
Just it was just like some regular ass trick or treating, just going around having a good time, and just getting that crazy sugar rush.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't think I stopped trick or treating till like high school.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask that question for both of us.
I think
when did we stop?
I think I stopped at like freshman year, sophomore. I don't remember, but I stopped around that time. But I was like, damn, this is my last year trick or treating. I'm so sad.
Oh yeah, it's a crisis itself.
I love candy. I love dressing up.
So you're like 14.
Yeah, 14.
Oh yeah,
I want to say.
And I think I stopped when I was like 13.
Yeah, and nobody wants to like go trick or treat nowadays. They want to just drink and party.
Party. That's like that's like later on in life.
Yeah, and I'm just like
college students. And shit.
I was like, whoa, we went from trick or treat to just like drinking alcohol.
I know,
and dressing up.
It's like the replacement of candy.
Yeah, I mean,
they're both bad for you.
It's interesting, you know. It's ironic, but I really enjoy the classic, you know, just grabbing your pillowcase and hopping house to house to like get candy.
Technically, you could still relive that in the future once you have a kid. You can
it's just it doesn't hit the same.
You won't be the main focus. Your kid will be the main focus.
Well, also like I wouldn't encourage my kid to do the pillowcase.
Oh yeah, that's
because
true,
I'll be like, I feel like I'll be a bad parent.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like bad influence.
Yeah, like you gotta share the candy, the wealth to other children.
Yeah,
too,
that's fair.
Not to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lesson I learned later on. Not from myself. I was like, wow, I thought about it. I was like, damn, that was really selfish of me.
Yeah.
But I was
looking
like,
back.
Yeah, but I was like, that's why I kind of shared with my classmates.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know,
that's what I kind of meant by balancing out the bad and good.
Did a bad thing, but I did a good thing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very ironic, but...
What was your most iconic costume that you ever wore?
Oh, that Bowser one.
That Bowser one?
Yeah, that's like one of my best ones. I wore, to be honest, I wore a lot of Mario costumes in my past, as you can tell. But I've wore other costumes like a pirate. Like just a skeleton with a wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like other shit too, but I've kind of a balance, and I actually had a werewolf costume, and I even made a video out of that too when I was like 16.
Oh, you forgot the security one.
Oh, and the security, that's like like the first Halloween we had together.
We went to Bellingham together.
Yeah.
We
with Charlie and his friends.
Both dressed up as security.
Yeah. Like
wait, one more person was dressed as security with us. Was it Jonathan?
Possibly. Oh yeah, I think it was definitely a third person.
Yeah, because there was a third person that was also security too.
Yeah,
like,
was it just a coincidence or did it?
No, we just all chose to be security for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. It's like the most lamest costume you can think of. But I got so lazy. You know what I did the year after? I just wore the badge. Yeah, and that's.
I mean, yeah. You gotta make what's due, you know.
Use what you got.
Costumes are so expensive nowadays.
I know.
Sometimes you can outgrown them.
Yeah, true. Like I'd rather use costume for like a film or something. Like a skit or something.
I mean, like that's why I did like a badge and like a hat, because it's so easy to just wear, and you can always wear it and again.
Yeah.
You can just wear your own clothes, like a black shirt and black
like
pants,
super simple.
Yeah, exactly like that. The most iconic costumes I wore, and this is gonna be hella funny. You guys might gas me. I wanted to be Mulan.
Oh, really?
And I wanted to be a witch. I don't know why.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
it was a phase of yours.
Yeah, it was like a weird phase that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think I was Thommas the Train before.
Oh, really?
I wore a lot of costumes. Let's see. I got this mask.
Oh, yeah.
I dressed up as a Naruto character. I wore this headband at work twice already, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally physically working while wearing this headband.
I can kind of tell that's your go-to nowadays.
Yeah, because I mean it's so easy and simple. It's not covering my face.
That's the Halloween shit I like these days. Just something simple you could just easily put on and not block.
It's like respectful too. It's not
it's in your face.
That's not killing everyone's culture.
Yeah, like these masks. And you can't even breathe in like a lot of these masks.
These are so warm. Like I hate wearing this.
Yeah, and this one, you could just see you could barely breathe in this one.
My mom.
This is old as fuck.
My mom hates me for this mask.
Oh,
she
really?
spent $50 for this.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah. So
I actually kind of recognize it too.
That's why she told me to not throw it away or give it away. So I have it and I wear it sometimes.
Yeah, I might as well just put this right here. Actually.
Yeah. Can I see your mask? Actually,
I'm just. You know that was made in like 2008.
Who made this?
My family.
Your family made this.
Yeah, and the rest of the costume, the body, they made the shell for
How
Bowser
did they
and the
make
spikes.
this?
They just put they just painted it. You know. Actually, it was originally a goblin costume, and they painted over it to make it look like Bowser. Yeah.
Well, guys, look at this.
So that was like one of my most iconic costumes.
This is crazy.
And I've used that for so many videos.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a great painted Bowser
I know,
costume.
it's so nostalgic, and it's actually a meaningful mask. That's why I brought it on.
I mean, this is a great mask.
It's had a lot of history.
The hair is kind of gone, though.
I know. It's literally aging it's like a person.
It's balding.
I know. I actually reference a joke like that in one of my films.
This is hilarious.
I know, yeah.
I mean, look at my mask. It's like some old...
Oh, he's balding. They're both
old man zombie mask.
They both went through the rings
This guy looks like he came from George Washington's crew of the war.
He does got that vibe, yeah.
I mean, like,
the
four scores. That's Abraham Lincoln.
But. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's funny.
This is like the Civil War or something like that.
Yeah, I can kind of tell from looking at it.
Yeah. This guy can literally be the president today.
From that mask is from the 1700s.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wore a lot of interesting costumes. I wore this specifically a lot at work. Also, put down your interesting costumes down in the comments down below because I'm curious what type of costumes you guys ever wore, or put down some interesting stories you guys have down below. Like, we would definitely love to hear them out. We check every comment, even though we get like 0 or 1. We still check
1 or 2. Mostly people we know.
Yeah,
usually.
But I mean, hey, please just comment down below. We want to hear you guys' stories too. It's not just about our stories. Our podcast. Yeah.
Be open to
our
that.
Our podcast, I want to say, is a community. We like to hear everyone's story. It doesn't have to be or it doesn't even have to be like specifically Halloween related. It could be like a day on Halloween or before Halloween.
Yeah. And usually we react or respond to comments.
Yeah, or like do something like talk about something like horror that you experience or something. Or,
anything related
something
to
spooky
Halloween,
or something
horror,
like that.
Spooky related.
I mean, honestly, I don't even talking about horror movies. And I mean, we did a podcast with an actor before. But speaking of horror movies, I never really got into it. So
I'm too much of a pussy to watch horror movies. I can't go to sleep.
I think I started watching until I was like 16, 17.
16, 17?
And not really be scared of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, I'm not going to lie. Every time we hang out, I'm like, hey, let's go watch a horror movie. He's like, no.
I think we did. I think we did one time anyway.
Yeah. Because
I was looking away from the screen
because I forced him to watch it.
Was that like Us, the movie?
I don't remember.
Us or something?
I don't remember, but it was hilarious.
I was looking away a lot of the time, I remember, in the theater.
But yeah, I mean, this guy does not like watching horror movies. His recommendations.
It's like my least favorite genre.
Yeah, it's mostly comedy and stuff like that.
I would watch a horror comedy if it's not like crazy.
Yeah, he
gory.
said horror comedy for sure.
Yeah, I even made horror comedies films like when I was a teenager too. But like little skits.
I just think like horror movies are so fake. It's so funny.
I noticed some are ridiculous. You could tell, especially
like,
the older ones.
Yeah,
too.
Well, you could be like, why is it like this? Like why this? Like you could be like the main character could have done this. Like why did he like
make
do
stupid
this?
They always
make stupid decisions.
That's like a big stereotype in horror movies.
Yeah, it's just like
where they make stupid decisions.
Where's your common sense in a horror movie? Like why are you doing something so?
I know
stupid?
you're getting chased by Freddy Krueger, and why are you going over there?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I guess so. The thing about Halloween, my favorite thing about is like the specials, the Halloween specials on TV shows. It doesn't have to be
Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah, like The Simpsons. It doesn't have to be something like specifically about horror or something like that. It could just be like, like
it could still be cool.
Anything
like that,
Halloween related, it's pretty cool. Like the Treehouse of Horror, like you were talking about, and
like I enjoy those. Yeah,
and then
they could have a twist and they can't do it to regular episodes.
Yeah. Community, it's a TV show. Yeah. They do like twisted stuff about they can do Halloween stuff.
Yeah, they actually have a lot more choices what they can do with the plot because it's not part of canon with the regular episodes.
It's like they could just dress up and then still be acting and stuff like that.
Yeah, and somebody can get killed and then they'll come back alive the next episode.
Exactly. A good example is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They do a great episodes where they do like a special holiday episode.
Oh, nice. Too. I think most shows do that one if it's like a yearly kind of show.
Hey Hebron, I mean, if you're watching this podcast, are you gonna do a horror movie?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
We should have asked you in the previous pod.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I mean, you're an actor. I'm curious.
And his pod is coming out the month of Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have this pod coming out on October, and then his pod coming out beginning of October. Yep. Well, I mean, maybe we get that, you know, good 2 pots going in.
Oh yeah. Like perfect for Halloween. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And after October got November, maybe we got some Thanksgiving special.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll bring a turkey on here and start eating it.
Oh, yeah, true.
Dude,
only if we had that table though.
Do a mukbang and do a podcast. You know what I mean? Just eating and talking.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's interesting. I never came up with that idea. I actually made a list of ideas, but we haven't really confirmed anything yet. To be fair,
I mean, this Halloween special we kind of just threw just out there. We just wanted to do it.
Yeah, we kind of did on the fly. Yeah, to be honest.
I mean, nowadays, guys, I feel like that like our questions now are more genuine without a notebook. It's more on top of the head, and we're having this actual conversation with the guests and stuff like that.
To be honest, like once you got rid of your notebook, and I don't even see my notes that often anyway, and it's like a little notebook. I was like, I might as well put that to the side.
I mean, it was helpful at first to start with and then learn and stuff, but now it's progressing.
Yeah, it's like more natural, and then you kind of get used to the rhythm of how podcasts go and how conversation topics transition. Yeah.
But. Why don't you really like horror movies though?
I mean, I just don't like feeling uncomfortable. I don't like the thrill of being uncomfortable. I don't know.
It's just like you don't like seeing the blood and the gore.
I don't like the gore either. Like if it's like super, especially like modern gory.
Yeah.
Like maybe like old school gory is like a little bit more corny and I can laugh at that. But
I think because nowadays like CGI is that what they call it?
CGI.
And like all these like paints and stuff like they look more realistic nowadays compared to back
the super
then.
Modern shit is like kind of terrifying sometimes.
Yeah, like it makes like blood actually look like blood and it looks like guts actually spilling.
Yeah.
Especially, I think my favorite horror is Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like it seems a little bit more realistic than like some monsters or something.
I still watch some Supernatural
movies.
I
guess well I also
like werewolf, vampire, zombies.
Well, I meant I meant like ghosts and stuff like that.
Ghosts and stuff.
Like real ghosts and stuff like that. The thing about what I was trying to say is that stuff like that, they don't seem so real. Like I feel like if you see like a ghost, it's kind of more realistic. Another one is realistic is that like what's that clown? Not Pennywise, the other clown. There's like chainsaw killers and stuff like that. I only
thought Pennywise, but I don't know. Well,
they can kind of be based on a true story too. Some of the horror movies are based on some true stories.
Oh, that would be even scarier.
So that makes it more realistic, and that's what makes it more unique because it's kind of more like it's realism. More than stop like it's not like really fake. You know what I mean?
I feel like that makes it even scarier because if it's just fake and fiction, I don't feel like it's as serious. It doesn't feel as serious.
That's the thing about horror movies. Like it's hard to make it too realistic, but also like
you know what else I fucking hate? I hate jump scares so much.
Oh yeah,
I hate that shit.
I know you do. But you close your eyes and enjoy it.
And plus, like I haven't watched enough to get used to jump scares. So if I started watching a jump scare movie, I hate when they just do a redundantness of like jump scares sometimes.
Have you seen The Nun?
The Nun.
That's a pretty interesting.
It sounds spooky, but I haven't seen.
So there's this one time, me and my friends, you weren't there. Obviously we got high. And then we watched.
That makes it scary.
And we watched a horror movie, and it was called The Nun. And then we were watching it. It was scary because when you're high, you're just like you're on your toes, like literally, you're like generally.
I hate watching scary movies, especially while high.
And you're like, oh shit, and your heart is kind of like beating.
I'd rather watch that shit.
It's like beating fast and slow, and you're like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, that's why I hate being uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then like obviously there's a couple of jump scares and stuff, and then as soon as we got done with the movie. Like one of my homies drove me home. It was night. It was dark, bro.
Oh god.
And then like
you just thought it got in your head.
Yeah, and it got in my head, and I was high. I was pretty paranoid. I was paranoid.
They would do that to me too.
I was paranoid as hell. And then as soon as he dropped me off on top of my street, so I had to walk down to my house a little. So as soon as he dropped me off on top of the street. I was walking down my house. The street light started fucking flickering, bro. It started flickering, and I was like freaking out, bro. I was freaking out.
That's not
good. I was
timing.
high and I was flickering. It was flickering, and we watched a horror movie.
All those
bro.
variables will definitely get in your head.
It was like in a seek, and it was dark too. No one was like around me at all. The lights were flickering. It was just me walking down to my street. It was so dark. And I was like, and I literally had to run to my house because I was fucking scared.
Oh, God. Man. That would get stuck in your head, just an endless loop in your mind. Yeah, that would do the same to me.
Have you ever, like, so as a kid, when you're home by yourself and it's, like, dark, it's at night, and you're, like, downstairs, have you ever just ran upstairs because, like, you feel like something's chasing after you?
You know, it's funny you brought that up. I was actually going to bring up a topic similar to that, actually. Like, as kids, you're, like, more scared of the dark and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was a really weird thing when I was little.
Yeah.
Like, I was always scared of, like, the villain in Mermaid when I was 6 or something.
Villain in Mermaid. Oh, I know the octopus woman, right? Yeah.
For some reason, I was, like, 6, though. But whenever it was dark and I was ready for bed, I would, like, hop to my bed and make sure I don't get, like...
You don't get eaten by her or something like that?
Yeah, underneath the bed or something. Like, kind of like the Cookie Monster under the bed or the closet.
For me, like, when it's, like, at night... You know, you know, you've been to my house, right? We have like a basement level, and then because back then that's where my Xbox used to be, and like I used to play video games.
Because you lived there your whole life, right?
Not my whole life, but like basically my whole life.
Yeah, most of your life. Yeah,
most of my life. So downstairs, that's where I usually play my Xbox and watch TV and stuff like that. And then, you know, when it comes to bed, my bed is upstairs, you know that.
Oh, yeah,
and then, like...
It's down the hallway.
And then, and then no one's home. The whole house is dark.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm just like, okay, I need to go to bed. It's time for bed. And then I was like, and I turn off the TV, turn off the Xbox, and I turn off the lights. And then I just, like, all of a sudden I get paranoid as hell. I just get scared. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like it's dark and no one's home. It's just me. I just randomly just run upstairs.
Yeah, that's especially...
I'm just like assuming there's like some shadow monsters right behind me.
Oh, God, yeah. That's like super relatable. I feel like a lot of people can relate. I can relate to that because I feel like as kids, you're more scared of the dark and you're always paranoid of like something. Because as kids, you're more creative, and like when you think of something spooky, you're going to branch out to overthinking everything.
I mean, lately I've been watching a lot of not lately anymore, but back then a little bit I was watching a lot of like ghost YouTube videos, paranormal activity stuff like that. And then I don't know, it's pretty interesting, and but it makes me want to like because sometimes people can see ghosts and communicate with them.
Oh yeah,
it makes me kind of
it's like a sixth sense.
Yeah, it kind of makes me curious. It's like I wonder if they're actually doing it, or if they're not doing it, and it kind of makes me like want to do it too. Like I want to be in that super like, you know, in that area where it's like super sensitive with ghosts and stuff, and it's try to see if it's real or not.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if that's real or if it's just schizophrenia.
Yeah, or that, or it's just that like it's just fake. They're just doing it, and
or if they literally have a voice in their mind. Some people have that.
Yeah, I mean. But these are YouTubers that are just doing it all the time.
So they're probably just pranking, goofing around.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm not 100% whether it's real or not.
Yeah, that's true.
A YouTuber that I'm talking about is Sam and Kobe. I mean, a lot of you guys probably know them because they have like millions of subscribers. So I mean, they're pretty known for like their paranormal activities.
I remember you showing me some, like they were at a haunted house.
Yeah. I mean, it never gets so intense where it's like a water bottle's thrown across the room and stuff like that.
It's mostly like this device telling you they're scared.
Exactly. So like for me, and then it's them to like saying, "Oh, like I just felt something touch me," like stuff like that. It's like
you could tell.
It's like I don't know whether like it's real or not because. Like, what if, like, okay, like, what if I'm just, like, wasn't paying attention, and I'm just, like, my elbow just accidentally just touched his mask. Like, oh, something touched me, you know what I mean? It could be like that, but, like, we're not there to witness it.
Yeah, true. It's either one or the two things. Either they're acting, or they're so paranoid they think that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, like, that's why, like, hey, Sam and Kobe, like, I know I'm not famous, you know, but like, come invite FHF to your haunted videos experiment. I really want to see and test it myself.
Oh yeah. If so, then there'll be an additional.
And then
video
if so, yeah, we'll have a podcast talking about our experience.
Oh yeah. That would be spooky.
Yeah.
That can even be saved for season 2 for Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, hey. Speaking of Halloween, we're talking about spooky stuff. I mean, that's what I'm trying to bring up. Come on, guys. Sure, Sam and Kobe, hit us up. We're ready for it.
Oh, yeah.
Bring us in.
I got to get out my comfort zone a little bit when it comes to horror elements.
We're going to try it out and see if it's real or so.
Oh, yeah. That would be spooky.
But, yeah, that's what another thing I encounter, like, with, like, spooky stuff. Another thing I encounter that as a kid, this is now going back to as a kid. Have you heard of Bloody Mary?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, when you repeat it 3 times in the mirror and then you flicker the lights and she'll appear.
Yeah, that sounds super familiar.
So I was watching Bloody Mary with my dad one time.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it, but I've heard references a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, because I was a kid. I was watching it. The worst part is that he fell asleep and I was watching it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was watching. So I was basically watching it by myself. I wasn't alone. He was there. He was there on the couch, but he fell asleep. So I was watching it by myself.
Yeah.
And then ever since I watched that movie, it got stuck in my head, bro.
Really?
Like Bloody Mary got stuck in my head, and then
you repeat it 3 times in your mind.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't look in the mirror. I can't look at that. Obviously, you've been to my bathroom too. You've been to my house. It has mirrors.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't fucking look in the mirror. Like, she's gonna appear, start like
it's
attacking
one
me
single
and haunting
side
me.
glance.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, I get paranoid as hell.
Yeah.
And then you saw at the end of the hallway mirror right next to my room.
Yeah.
There's also that mirror. I'm just like, oh my god,
multiple mirrors to worry about.
And like a couple days forward, I had a mirror. I had a mirror, and it used to be in my room, and it always facing me towards me on my bed when I'm laying down. And at night, I'm just like staring at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like freaking out, and I have to like fucking like cover it so I don't get scared.
Oh god.
So I don't have to fucking look at myself in a reflection and stuff like that.
Shit, that kind of reminds me of how like paranoid I was. Like that, I'd kind of overthink shit like that, similar like that.
I mean, can't you tell, guys? Like, if you're paranoid as hell, you're kind of like overstimulated. You're like, oh shit, like, oh my god, like, what's going on? Or like, oh, did someone touch me or something like that? It gets to a point where like, it gets kind of crazy.
I know. You know, speaking of being like spooked of something, you know what else kind of scared me too? Like, as like a 12-year-old, like, I was going through the hallway at my great grandma's old place. Yeah. And there was this I hate the big open areas. Yeah. Especially, and there's like a big window. And one time, I hate when these things happen, when I feel like there's a person across the window. But it's actually just like a mailbox or something.
Oh, yeah. Bro, that's the worst part. And you think it's a person at first, and it jump scares you. You know what's funny? Yeah, like, I literally thought, there was like a time like at night there's like a bush on the street. I don't even know why. Some random bush on the street. Yeah. And I was like, is that a person?
I know. I was like,
and I start slowing down. It's the
scariest when you think it's somebody. I start slowing down.
I was like, why is this person on the fucking street
staring?
And I just so I just turned a little bit and I started driving forward. I was like, oh my god, it's a freaking bush. I was like, it's a bush. Oh god. I was like, why is there a bush in the middle of the street? That doesn't make sense. And I just started driving. I was like, that was so stupid.
That must be so common, right?
What?
Oh, that must be so common to think that it's somebody.
Yeah, but it's
in the dark.
It was just like some bush.
I know, like mistaking it for something else.
I mean, paranoia,
especially scarecrows.
Paranoia can get you.
Man. I know.
It can get you,
especially if you're like younger.
Yeah. I got so scared, man. Like,
yeah.
Like I can't. I was like asking myself, like, why was there a freaking bush there? That doesn't make sense.
And it wasn't there originally.
Yeah,
which is weird. It was like planted.
It was planted there. Someone was stalking me.
Oh god.
Someone stalked me.
That is spooky.
Imagine though.
Oh god. Just like out of nowhere, just like.
Well, there's also another horror movie I watched where, you know, speaking about like, you know, you look outside your window, there's a mailbox. Yeah. But you know, funny you said that because I watched a horror movie. This girl, she's the main character. But there's actually someone stalking her outside the house, but like she's getting freaked out because she sees a person.
Yeah.
But then when she looks again, she's not there, type of thing. Damn. And then he's like somewhere else, and then when she looks, like, let's say she goes to the bathroom, wash her hands, she looks out the window, he's out there again.
Yeah.
But he's not there again. He disappears when she looks away.
That's the scariest. It's
you know what I mean?
It's like,
and then he starts breaking and entering and doing like all these random shit in the house. She's like, I didn't move that like pillow. Why is that pillow there? Type of thing. And then it ends up being him fucking her mind, fucking with her mind and shit like that.
Yeah, that would really get you. But especially if it's a person, you're done for, man.
Yeah,
you're absolutely done for.
I mean, dude, I don't know, paranoia and stuff like that. It gets me twisted.
I know. Even back as a sober kid, that shit would be paranoid.
Scared, bro. I get scared, man. Like, I don't know. Till this day, I guess I'm a little bit less scared. But back then, I guess when I was high, that was the prime when I was getting scared.
Oh yeah.
Because like I think it tensed up my paranoia.
Yeah, I feel like we're our most scared when we're like at our peak of creativity. Yeah. As like kids, because like I feel like we naturally become less scared as we get older because we see the reality things and the reality what exists, what doesn't exist.
Well, that's the funny thing you said because when I was watching the Sam and Kobe YouTube videos, like when they're doing the ghost exploration, like I majority of the time I was watching it high. Oh yeah. And I'm just like, oh, like, is that reality or is it not reality?
Yeah. Even like recently it can be spooky.
Yeah, and then like when I bring it to my own reality, I'm like, oh shit, is that reality or is it not reality? Like,
you start overthinking
it's also like my imagination or stuff like that. And this example for like the mirror, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is Bloody Mary gonna appear and shit like that? Obviously, I wasn't high as a kid, but like
that must be
my imagination and my paranoia mixed in together. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, those variables. That can really get to you.
Imagine having your imagination and your paranoia mixed in together. That's the worst freaking part.
And it makes so much sense why we were more scared younger.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, no wonder why kids get so scared easily in the dark and stuff like that, because their imagination is so creative and high. That they're mixing it all together. Like, you know, like for example, like most common thing, oh, like there's a monster underneath my bed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's like the most typical thing as a kid too, like having a monster under the bed about to grab you underneath. That's the whole reason why they made this Monsters movie, but it was like a cartoon. Monsters Inc.
Well, another so since we're on the spooky topic and Halloween theme, I think I want to mention is sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I ever mentioned this on this podcast, but
no, I don't think you have.
But I definitely talked to you about it.
Yeah, you definitely mentioned it to me.
Yeah,
I don't think I've experienced that though. Yeah, but I've heard very few people do.
I definitely experienced sleep paralysis.
I know 2 other people that got it too.
Yeah, and then it was weird. I was a kid. I was sleeping. You guys can roast me. I don't give a fuck. I was sleeping with my mom. I was a kid. Okay, leave me alone. But like, I don't know how, but I just woke up and I was like, okay, I need to go pee. Like, then I was like, okay, I'm trying to get up. I was like, I couldn't move.
Yeah, don't pee your pants.
I was like, my eyes were wide open. Like, but I just couldn't move. I can breathe, but my eyes were just wide open. I was just like laying down still, and I was like, okay. And then the pee went away, like straight up. It was kind of weird. So the pee went away,
like drained inside.
I didn't even pee the bed. I promise. I swear. But like it just went away. But I woke up. I was still awake, laying down, couldn't move. And then I start seeing the shadow creature coming towards me, like an actual shadow creature. And I'm just like looking, getting paranoid. And I started to breathe really fast and heavily. I have asthma too, so my asthma started kicking in too. Oh god! And then it was getting bad. I was like trying to call my mom, but I couldn't speak. But I could just breathe. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? That sounds scary for sure. Yeah, and then until like I was begging like my mom to wake up in my head. Like, I was like, Mom, please wake up. Mom, please wake up so you can fucking wake me up out of this. So, a good thing my mom actually woke up and she was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I was like, I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe. Oh, man. And then, yeah, I mean, she went back to sleep and I went back to sleep and everything went back to normal.
Oh, that's good. So, your dreams at least changed?
It wasn't
a dream.
It was a reality. Like,
I know it's different.
It was like a real thing. Like I was like literally I was awake, but like my whole system was asleep. I was paralyzed actually.
It kind of reminds me of those out of body experiences.
It's like you're literally awake. You can breathe, but like you're panicking, and you see like a shadow creature coming towards you. It's night. It's at night too. There's this might sound weird, but there's this time where I also got back to sleep paralysis, and I was like, it was weird because I was like, okay, I'm in sleep paralysis. I knew that I was sleep paralysis since I already experienced it before, and I was like, damn, I can get out of this. I was able to get out of it faster than I was when I was a kid. I was like, I just gotta like, I don't know what I did, but I did like something weird where I'm able to wake up my body again.
So it's like you learned the first time to escape it the second time.
Yeah, so I don't know what I did, but like I might have I might wiggle my toes or something. I don't know what I did. I can't remember, because when you're in sleep paralysis, you're kind of just constantly trying to think of things that you can do to get out of it, because you don't really want to stay in it, because like it's really hard to breathe. Like it's like you're underwater.
Oh god.
It's like you're struggling on breathing because you're breathing so heavily too. Sometimes like you're gonna lose your breath and you stop breathing.
Yeah, that sounds even physically terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it feels like it goes on forever, but it probably like my sleep paralysis will last for like 5 minutes.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I even had a friend, Adris actually had like something similar where he saw like a shadow creature and shit.
No, it's a real thing.
So it's very weird. It's weird how it's common.
Yeah, that happened to me when I was a kid, and then I experienced it a little later on, and then it happened again, but I was able to escape it. I don't know what I did to get it out of it, and then it happened again, and I was like, okay, I can get out of this easily. I already know what to do.
Oh wow. That also kind of reminds me of astral projection. I don't know if that's the right term.
Yeah, what was? I haven't heard of that.
It's similar to another sleep thing where when you sleep, you see yourself from an out of body experience, which is really strange. But even my brother experienced before. His dad experienced.
Yeah, I never had that before.
Yeah, it sounds interesting though. It almost sounds psychedelic, but it's crazy.
It sounds weird. It's like you're a ghost. Like your soul left your body and you're like
myself.
Watching yourself sleep.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine how that would be terrifying itself. But in a cool way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have any paranormal stories or anything like that?
I definitely want to save one of these funny stories related to a ghost costume. I don't know if you remember that from high school.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if I should even say it.
Oh my goodness.
But it was pretty bad. But it was unintentional, by the way. I just want to make that clear. It was unintentional.
Yeah, just a heads up, Thomas is not a racist or anything like that.
We just got to bring that up from the get-go.
Yeah, Thomas is not a racist or anything.
Yeah,
He's a super chill dude. I love him. He's nice. He's nice to all cultures, nice to all race. But this guy came in wearing like a hood, like a ghost hood. It's supposed to be a ghost hood, but it looked like a KKK hood.
You guys can probably see where we're going around.
Yeah,
with this,
it looked bad.
Yeah,
but it wasn't Thomas's intention at all.
Yeah, it wasn't even pointy like it is.
Yeah, but it looked like
very similar.
Way. Yeah, similar way. It was an interesting costume for sure.
That was either 11th grade, 12th grade.
Yeah,
but even my friends made fun of me for it. Like,
did you wear it to school?
I think maybe.
Because how do we find out? I forgot.
I think I wore it on Halloween. At school, just on Halloween.
Yeah, so you wore it at school
on Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you stop wearing it?
Yeah.
After someone told you?
Yeah.
Did any teacher approach you?
No.
Just all the students?
Yeah. Well, just my friends reacted to it. So it was funny. Like my table group of friends, I had a lot of different kind of friends in my friend group. They all kind of blasted me for it because it looked so similar.
Yeah, but. I mean, I don't know. It was just crazy.
We even heard someone else like have like a speech related to it. I completely forgot how that went though.
Oh, there was an announcement about it.
Was it like your ex or something?
No. There was an announcement about it
related to it.
Yeah.
Because I remember you sending me a video. It was like some speech related to that.
Yeah,
and
but
taking it out of context.
But
literally.
it was
completely taken out of context.
I wasn't anybody.
Oh, I thought
I know.
at least you knew somebody.
I might have knew them, but I don't think I like I knew them like that.
It was a while ago, so I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
But it was either 11th or 12th grade though.
Yeah.
But it was a weird time.
that was crazy. I forgot you had that, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even used that for like just a ghost film too.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys, Thomas is not like that. But
Yeah.
he had an interesting costume that made him look like he was a KKK. I don't know if we can put that on YouTube, but
I know.
Why not?
Yeah, but I don't know why they sold and made it look so weirdly similar.
So Thomas didn't do it intentionally. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I want to do that.
His intention was to become a ghost.
yeah.
And then obviously, you know, us kids take it out of context.
Yeah, and it makes it bad. And then I gotta over-explain myself, and I
yeah.
sound like I'm being worse than I actually am by over-explaining it. But
what another story? What about another story you got?
another story. I'm trying to think of Halloween spooky shit related. Oh, this is a good one. I just thought of a good one just now. So at my old place, or my old place, or whatever the fuck. This was back when I used to live in Southeast Seattle.
Yeah.
At one of my old houses. So I lived there from 7 to 11.
Yeah.
So just a few years. This house was 100 years old, right? So just for
So it was haunted.
the basement was. So
Why was it haunted?
Unfortunately, we had to do laundry in the basement.
Yeah.
Right? And I would hear these weird creak sounds, and I would always if I had to do any laundry, like they introduced chores to me when I was 11, so it was like a little bit later in my childhood.
Yeah.
But if I had to go downstairs, I would just have to run back up real quick.
So you did that thing where you're like running upstairs type of thing because you thought something was following you.
Yeah, it was very similar to your story, except it was the basement,
Yeah.
and it was a 100-year-old house, and somebody died there, which made it even scarier.
And you had that in your head.
Yeah, and I heard weird creaking sound. It's like an old house. I don't know if it's just like the material, the wood that's old creaking.
But you have that imagination too.
Yeah,
it makes for your paranoia.
Yeah, and you know what made it worse was that my dad's ex back then had a story where they saw like this shadow figure in the basement, and that was kind of spooky. But they didn't tell me until like after we moved out, so I want to get too scared to go down there.
That's fair.
yeah. But yeah,
that is pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. It you know what's funny is that it was 2 houses in a row like that.
Yeah.
And literally, we moved out with 2 houses close to each other. Literally, there were just houses up the street.
So you lived in 2 haunted houses.
Yeah, back to back, literally. Because it was like from 7
to... Is this house haunted?
I know, that's how I felt. Like,
no, shit.
Yeah, from 7 to 10 years old, I moved out when I was 10. 10 to 11, I lived at the second place. And the reason why we moved out so closely is because it was the same builder.
Yeah.
That made the houses. But I think it was like an old guy, but I think their wife was kind of like having us rent it and shit. And then we had to swap.
All right, we back. We just took a little break.
Yeah, the camera got haunted, by the way, and it just turned off by itself.
The camera already knew it's Halloween theme, so I had to cut off.
Yeah.
Like ghost.
I know.
Yeah.
Always gets the best
light just flickered. Did you see that?
Yeah, a little bit. I blinked for a second, but I kind of felt that.
So we left off of Tom's telling his haunted house stories.
Yeah, luckily I finished just in time.
Yeah.
So at least the ghost let me finish my topic at least. So.
I want to get into the topic of pumpkin carving.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever do that?
Yeah. What was since I was a kid though.
Yeah, but what was your most iconic pumpkin that you carved?
I'm trying to remember. It's hard. I can vaguely remember the face, but I think it was just basic. I think just a basic, the teeth, the sharp.
So back then, I was trying to pumpkin carve, and I was trying to do like a freestyle.
Yeah, I remember it being fun though.
I hate doing freestyles.
Really?
Just doing it. I just can't ever get it right.
Is there like a way to trace it too?
So yeah, the better way to do it is just trace it with a piece of paper or something you print out on the computer, or it could be the ones that you buy from like the store.
Yeah, I don't even remember what method I used.
Yeah, you just place it on the you draw the market and stuff like that, marker and stuff like that, and then you trace it, and then you start using the stencils and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
This previous year I did a pretty dope one. with my girlfriend. She
nice.
did one as well.
Fairly recent.
Yeah, we picked up our not fairly recent. It was like a year ago.
I mean, that's recent.
That's more recent, yeah. But
you were definitely not a kid.
Yeah. But we went to pick up our pumpkin and stuff like that. My brother painted his pumpkin as a minion.
Oh, nice.
Which
That's
is pretty
cute.
dope.
Oh,
yeah. Definitely. The best part is also like grabbing the seeds out. It's so refreshing and all.
Yeah, and it's kind of
like,
and seeing the aftermath is cool. Seeing how carved and clean it looks.
It looks like it just also like digging inside the pumpkin kind of feels nice.
It's like you're taking out the pumpkin's guts.
Yeah, but it feels so nice. Like it feels smooth and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like just having it wrap around your hands, like all moist and stuff like that.
It's kind of cool because you could just wash your hands. It's a little weird, but it's cool too.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you know what?
Have you ever ate the pumpkin seeds?
No.
Yeah, you just bake it and it's bomb.
Oh,
you
really?
Put some like
I mean, I love pumpkin pie. Don't get me wrong. But.
Yeah, but you can pumpkin seeds it's like it's like a snack. You can just like put some salt, pepper, and any ingredients like spice or whatever.
I might have vaguely remember trying them.
You just bake them and you just pop in your mouth. It's bomb as fuck.
I think I vaguely remember trying them in some form, in some way, but I forgot how.
I'm sure you tried pumpkin seeds.
Yeah, I forgot how it was made or whatever, but
I'm sure. Well, there's also store-bought pumpkin seeds too. You don't have to homemade pumpkin seeds.
Oh yeah.
But it's fun to homemake it because you're like it's from the pumpkin that you obviously carved out. And stuff like that.
Makes it dope when especially if it's homemade like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What
was your question? Yeah.
You know what's funny? That actually gave me a flashback because it was kind of connected to pumpkin carving because it happened around the same time. I was like 7, by the way, just to make this clear.
No, he was 17.
10 years after. Yeah. I would be a very dumb 17-year-old if I did this.
Yeah, what'd you do?
So I did something really stupid. Luckily, my dad and his girlfriend were around.
Yeah.
I think back then it was his ex.
Yeah.
So it was quite a while ago. And so this is the stupid thing I've done. There's this like pumpkin bag, right? It was like a plastic bag, and I just put it over my head and it pretended to be a pumpkin. I couldn't breathe, and they were like, "Oh, you should probably not have that over your head."
So you're like choking yourself.
Yeah, well, it was only for like, to be honest, it was only for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But then they told me to take it off immediately.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, but I guess that was just a funny, like, early learning lesson back then.
Well, I mean, kids kind of just do whatever they want sometimes.
Yeah, that's
a prime example. Like, like, their imagination just, like, also they're, like, it's just, like, them telling themselves, like, just do, like, impulsive stuff.
Yeah, and if I didn't have my parents around, I would learn it the even harder way.
Yeah, I mean, kids always do impulsive things.
That's true. That's kind of how they learn, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's a cool story, though.
That flashback kind of connected to that. Yeah, and it was a pumpkin bag. Yeah, so.
I mean that'll probably be. You probably smell like pumpkin too.
Oh yeah, especially back then. Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, I think you should try to get to pumpkin carving this year. It's pretty fun.
This year?
Try doing it again.
Oh yeah, I guess I do have the space for it now. So
try doing it, or maybe we'll do it as a channel thing.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because I'd probably have to do some research to refresh my brain. I haven't done it for years.
We'll do a podcast and carve pumpkins probably. Look out for that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, yeah.
Maybe next year in season 2.
Oh, yeah, at least. If it doesn't work out this year, then, that's a good next year idea. Make our own different faces.
I also want to talk... What else? What else are we talking about? Halloween episode special?
Yeah, during intermission, you'd let me know.
Oh, you know what? Cultural inappropriation. Oh
yeah, that's the second thing you mentioned. Yeah.
So there's been like a 50-50 things on that, like like of how people feel about it. Like they feel like okay with it, like people feeling like okay, like people wearing like their culture as a costume.
Like for example, like Native American costumes.
And then also like Chinese costumes, and stuff like that.
And my ghost costume, for example.
And there's also some people who's not okay with it. And
that's fair.
The best thing for me, I think, is just try to respect people's culture, respect people's.
I could see how that could get controversial, like selling those kind of costumes out to people.
if you like, just think about it in your own sense. You know, if you're in a certain culture and people start wearing you as a costume and doing all that and mocking you in a way,
that'd give you a weird vibe.
How would you feel about it? Think about that. You know what I mean?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'd be a little.
Well, I wasn't asking you, but you know, the audiences, if you guys ever felt.
I'm just putting myself in their shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, there's also some costumes like, if you want to be like an Asian warrior, go ahead.
Or a ninja.
But yeah, by all means, go ahead. I mean, you know, do your thing. I don't care. Like, I'm rocking with you as a Asian warrior or ninja.
Oh yeah, that's a good example too.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
Yeah, you know what else is not a problem? Dressing up as a cop.
Yeah, no, that's very cultural appropriation, bro. You gotta back the blues.
Yeah, but then you might scare the party, you know.
Yeah,
especially college parties. But yeah,
I mean, this is it for the podcast for the Halloween special. I mean, I appreciate you guys staying in tune on our podcast.
It was an interesting podcast too.
I mean, it's definitely different. Please comment down below your stories and your best costumes. Please like and subscribe. Please share with your friends, family, everything, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Put us on, you know. We're at 175. Our goal is at 200.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to get to 200 by the end of the year. We're hoping.
We're 25 subs away. Please help us.
Not too many.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Also, stay tuned. We got a lot of videos coming up. Like we were talking about the future of FHF.
We're backlogging a lot of stuff right now.
And then some of the past contacts about FHF and stuff like that. Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
If you guys have any questions from us, please hit us up on our email. If you want to join the podcast, hit us up on our email.
Feel free for that. Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of people on our shorts, and I appreciate that as well. A lot of reviews too, appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
I just want to say FHF sends out to you guys. Stay safe on Halloween. Have a great time. Have all those candies.
Yeah.
If you're drinking, please stay safe.
For
Don't
sure.
drink and drive.
Uber if you have to.
Uber if you have to. Don't even get high and drive. Please be safe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a spooktacular Halloween, guys.
Yeah.